Now let's get the message started. If you are a mother, I want you to stand up.
All right.
Amen. I mean, I was just assuming. I mean, it could have been your brother. I don't know. Amen. Everybody else give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause. Amen. 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 Happy Mother's Day to you all. And I hope the man beside you has got something special for you. Take you out somewhere. Or if not your man, your child or somebody has plans to take you out and really pamper you on today. Let's turn to John chapter 19. John chapter 19 and verse 26 and 27. The Bible says, when Jesus therefore saw his mother and the disciples standing by, whom he loved, he said unto his mother, Woman, behold thy son. Then saith he to the disciple, Behold thy mother. And from that hour the disciple took her unto his own home. I don't know how many people realize that Mary is there at the foot of the cross watching her child be crucified for the sins of all of mankind. And while Jesus is bearing the weight of the whole world on his shoulders, Jesus, in this very moment of saving the entire world from ourselves, finds time to take care of his mom. In his pain, in his agony, in everything that is being done to him, he takes time out to make sure that his mother is taken care of. Amen? It is just something on Mother's Day. I ain't gonna kid you, man. On Mother's Day, I always have these mixed emotions. I love Mother's Day on one hand, that it's great that we take time out to look at our moms and respect our moms, but it's something that we should do all the time. But on the other hand, I get jealous. And I've said this over and over because Father's Day is nowhere near as cool as Mother's Day. There's no cool gifts on Father's Day. There's no cool commercials on Father's Day. People don't even come to church on Father's Day. Look at them, look around right now. People are not here right now because they went home to be with their moms. Come next month, June, they'll be sitting right here talking about, Happy Father's Day, whatever. And as a man, you'll be lucky if you get a tie, a wrench, a screwdriver, or something. Your mama done got cards. She done got candy, flowers, telephone calls, text messages. Men, we got to do a better job. I'm just trying to tell you, we just got to do a better job. But let me get back to this, though. I read somewhere where they interviewed 100 women whose sons were on death row. And before they executed their sons, they let the mama and their sons have one last conversation. And in this interview, a lot of these women, when they asked, how do you feel about your son? I remember one specifically. He's killed 37 people. And her reply was, I know you think he was bad, but I knew his heart. He killed 37 people, and you're telling me you knew his heart. There is something special about the relationship between mother and child that just cannot really be explained. But I want us to look at these women that children are on death row that have been executed. Have one thing in common with Jesus Christ is that they know how it feels to see their flesh and blood be tormented, killed, and put to death. It's something that no mother wants to ever go through. Women will tell you their whole lives, parents will tell you their whole lives, not want to bury a child because that's not the natural order of things. But I want us to look at in this moment, as Jesus is telling her to behold her son, there are 7 things that I want to share with you that runs through her mind that should help us this Mother's Day. Amen? Amen. And I promise you, I won't be too long today. Actually, let me not promise that, because these 7 things, I might get all into it, and then if y'all get all into it, the next thing you know, if everybody get into it, we ain't nobody gonna be worried about the time, are we? Because everybody gonna have a good time. But then in this reflection, I want you to think about your own mothers right now. There are 7 things that happen as Jesus is looking down from the cross with tears in his eyes, blood running down his face, his mother looking up at him. She's crying, she's scratching, she's clawing. She would love to do everything in the world to pull her son down from this cross. But the disciple is holding her back. There are Roman soldiers keeping her from getting to her son. You know, I love those things where the woman pulled the bumper off the car. When the car was going down the street, her kids was in the car, and she grabbed the bumper and just ripped or the other woman, when the kid, y'all help me out, I'm getting a little fast. The kid was playing kickball and he ran out in the street, and the woman, the kid got hit by the car, and the woman picked the car up. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I would have loved to have seen that one. I just want to know right now, how many soldiers did it take to hold Mary down from climbing up on that cross? And it had to be somebody there. I'm talking about, it wasn't no spears, it wasn't no harpoons that would have stopped her. It had to be a gang of folks tackling her to the ground to keep her from pulling her son down from that crude cross of Calvary. But there's 7 things, as they're looking at each other, I want you to look at. First thing is, there was a verbal love between the two. In order to really love your mama, there has to be a verbal love between you and your mama. And I'm not talking about eyes contact. I'm talking about verbally telling your mother that you love her. Yeah. See, sometimes the kids have a problem telling, after a certain age, y'all act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. After a certain age, your mama say, well, baby, you know I love you. We say stuff like ditto. Right back at you. Your mama needs to verbally hear that you love her. Right. Let me break this down and come a little closer to you for a second. Verbal love is something she told you every day when you were little. When you were walking around and whatever you was doing, you Googling Gaga, and all she kept telling you was, Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you. You're Mommy's child. You're Mommy's baby, and Mommy loves you. So people can't turn around and say, I don't know what it feels like to be loved, because you're lying. I hate it when people say that. I don't know what love feels like. Yes, you do. Because if your mama ever held you, and wait, that's the next point. But if your mama ever told you that she loved you, when you were little, your automatic response was, I love you. Your mama would love you even with snot running down your nose, dirt in your face, and she still loved you. So love is transmitted between mother and child, and it's a love that is verbal. And I know people say, well, my mama know I love her just because the way I look at her. That's not what your mama wants. Your mama's happy to get the card. She's happy. But you know what makes mamas even more happy is when you pick up the phone or come to them in person and say, Mama, I love you. And then it needs to be followed by, I appreciate all the sacrifices that you made for me. Yes, sir. Yes. I ain't gonna lie, why I fight you over my mama? Matter of fact, I told y'all when I was in the service, that's what got me in trouble in the first place. Drill sergeant said, didn't your mama teach you some home training? He got sprung on. You don't know my mama. Y'all laughing, I'm serious. You got to love your mama physically. And let me go back and see, you got to understand that your mama used to put your feet in her mouth. when you was little, she kissed on your toes and counted all 10 digits, and she kissed every last one of them and told you, even if your feet stink, oh, mommy, daddy, mommy, baby, feet is stinky, whatever. She ain't gonna do that now that you grown, but when you were little, she physically caressed your head. Matter of fact, the first time when you came out of her womb, the first thing the doctors do after they cut the umbilical cord is hand you to your mama so you have that sense of touch to that connection. You need to go home and physically, if you can, hug your mama to the point she can't breathe. I mean, just give her one of them big old bear hugs and just let her know, I love you more than life itself. Hallmark can't make that for you. You can buy all the cars and candies and flowers. You can even buy a teddy bear that say, hug me or hug you. But it does not compare to hugging your own mama. I know some of y'all probably ain't done that in a while. No, man, me and my mom, we got this agreement, you know how we do. No, I don't. I go to the nursing home, and some of us go to the nursing home. And some of these ladies in the nursing home, all they want is for somebody just to touch their hand. Man. They reach out and and all they want is just you to touch and hold their hand. If a woman will accept that from a stranger, what do you think she wants from her own child? Just for you to touch her. And see, here it goes. The love that she showed you verbally, you need to show it back to her verbally. The love that she showed you in a touch, you need to show that back to her in a touch. Watch this. This brings me to my next point. See, we're already at number 3. When your mother starts to get older, you got to love her patiently. Because she ain't the wisest woman that she used to be. The memory starts to fade, and the things that she says sometimes don't come out right. The stuff that she said, you know what she intended, but you ain't got to make her look bad because you know what she intended. All right, yes, sir. Because she didn't do you like that when you didn't know your ABCs. She didn't do you like that when you couldn't tie your shoes. She didn't do you like that when you couldn't make it to the potty. She was very, very patient with you. So when seeing that, I'm about to get on that too, man. Please don't put your mother in no nursing home. Because she didn't put you in no home when you was little. I hate it when people say, well, I just ain't got time. She had time for you. She found a spot for you. Then find her. I told my mother and my mother-in-law, I got a room waiting on both of y'all. When y'all get old enough, y'all gonna be roommates. Y'all gonna be in there together. You keep each other company, and we'll come take care of y'all. But y'all ain't going to no nursing home, so y'all might as well start liking each other now, because y'all gonna be roommates after a while. Y'all might not know your name, but y'all need to know y'all gonna be in the room together. Simple as that. Because I don't believe in putting my mom in a nursing home to take care, for somebody else to take care of her, because they're not going to take care of her the way I can take care of her. All the things that she did for me, it's got to come back full circle. As a child, my mom made sacrifices for me. As an adult, I got to make sacrifices for my mom. Or for my parents, well, he's already gone, but for my parents. These things come full circle. That's how God intended it to be in the first place. God didn't intend for daycare. God didn't intend for nursing homes. You know what God intended for? God intended for you to work and your parents take care of your children. And that's what God wanted. So you take care of your parents, they take care of your children. Guess what happens when your children get old enough? They take care of you and you take care of their children. That's why grandparents and children love each other. They don't love you. They love grandmama, because grandmama and grandma, daddy, that's all they do is spoil them. We grow up talking about, you didn't do that for me. I couldn't do that for you when I was growing up. When you was growing up, I didn't have the money, the finances all the time. Now my house paid off, this paid off, I'm living good. I can take care of my grandbabies. I can get you walking around jealous. You made it. Y'all act like that don't happen. Your kids tell you, I'm going to tell granny on you. And you got the audacity. Some of y'all still scared of your mama. I don't care what you're talking about. That's a threat when your kids tell you, I'm going to tell your mom. I ain't gonna say nothing because it's being recorded and I might get in trouble. But you gotta love your mama patiently. You gotta love her attentively. When I look back at this story, Jesus said, behold thy mom, behold thy son, behold thy mother. Jesus was looking at his mother attentively because Jesus realized that when he leaves, his mother she needs a son there to take care of her household situations. Because in the Bible, women couldn't take care of business. This was a trait, this was something that was taken on by the oldest son of the family. So this is what lets me know too that Joseph has already passed. You know, people always ask this question, where is Joseph? What happened to Joseph? All we know is Joseph's not there, and he tells the disciple to take care of his mom. That lets me know Joseph has died. So Jesus is making provisions for his mother to make sure that she ends up in a good life. Sometimes we need to be attentive to our parents. Sometimes you know mom is struggling with some stuff, and you doing well, you can take on a little extra to help out mom.
Yes, sir.
Pay a little attention to what mom needs. Mom needs a little TLC too. Let me tell you what you do now. When your mom's sitting there, and she ain't, you only gonna get one chance at this. You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? You scared. After your dad done barbecue, he done throw down on some ribs or some steaks or whatever, and she got a little barbecue sauce on her face. Take your finger and wipe your mama's face. Get her back for all that attentive love she gave to you when you was little. Mom never had no wet nap, no nothing. All of a sudden, you sitting there, come here, baby. And it can be dirt, grime, whatever. Boy, y'all sisters got that good. Oh, you made it worse. You only gonna give one shot at it. Get your mama today. Take her somewhere where she gotta use. Take her to get some ribs. Take her where some barbecue sauce flocked all over the place. Let her get her mouth good and messed up and all that stuff, and turn around and say, Mama, what? And say, I love you. You didn't have to do that. Mama, you did it to me. So I learned today in church that love come full circle. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Almost done. Love her gratefully. Gratefully, when I'm talking about gratefully, is your mom has told you the stories of how many hours she was in labor with you, how big your head was, how your head got stuck. The doctors had to take some special tools to pull you out. Maybe that's just me. But you know those 9 months, if you wasn't premature, how she had to give up certain stuff to make sure that you were going to be okay. For that very reason alone, we ought to be thankful and grateful to our mothers because she made sacrifices that made it where you're the healthy person that you are right now. Watch this one. We need to honor. The Bible tells us to honor our father and mother and be generous. I'm just going to tie the last two together. We need to honor our fathers and mothers and be generous. Mom, when she asks, it shouldn't be a thing for mom to get this. I'm going to just share this with you real quick. I had a question in my mind, was I ready to get married? And my mom said, I'm going to let you know if you're ready to get married. I said, well, help me. She said, if me and you and your girl was on a boat together and the boat turned over, who would you save first? I stuttered for a second. I said, well, my mama said, you ready to get married? I said, what do you mean? She said, because if you won't let me drown, that means you ready to get married. She said, if you hesitate because your mama ought to be first if there's no other woman in your life. Some of y'all ought to be happy your husband is a mama's boy. Because mama's boys know how to take care of their women. Okay, y'all looking at me funny. Hold on, let me rephrase this a little bit. If your mama's boy know how to pull away from his mama, then he know how to take care of his wife. Because he's going to take care of his wife just like he used to take care of his mama. Don't ever make him decide between his mama and his wife. When the mama and the wife can't get along, he's miserable. Because he loves you and he loves his mama. And don't turn around, don't ever say, well, your mama, whoa. Y'all almost made me turn into Kevin Hart. You done? You finished? Mothers have something special. And in this right here, in this story of Jesus and his mother, as Jesus is taking care of the world, he also makes sure his mother is taken care of. That's a great lesson that we need to follow. I know we always talk about being baptized. We always talk about praying. We always talk about giving. And we always talk, but here's a story where Jesus took care of his mama while he was still taking care of his personal business with God. No matter what you're doing, mama's never were to the point you're not busy. The one thing you don't ever want to tell to your mama, Mama, I'm busy right now. Just imagine if Jesus had said that to his mama. Well, baby, I need your help, Mama. I'm busy right now. That's not an excuse. And if you've ever told your mama that you busy, you need to call her and tell her, I'm sorry. Because mama was never too busy for you. Mama would stop what she was doing and take you to play Pee Wee League baseball. Learn all the other kids' name on the team, and she don't even like them kids. Matter of fact, she didn't even like watching you play because you couldn't play. But she just took you out there just so. Mom, and then mom had to calm dad down because dad trying to figure out why you not athletic. And it's his genes why you ain't athletic, but it's, hey, y'all, hey, I know what I'm talking about. The XX chromosome and the XY chromosome, your kid ain't athletic, it's your fault. It ain't your mama's fault, it's your fault if your kid ain't athletic. You sit there, it's your genes, that's yours. Your genes determine the sex, the size, and if he gonna be athletic or not. So if your kid a nerd, that's your, thank you. I know, go home and look it up, you'll find out. Now moms, I'm gonna tell you this, you the reason your child bald. Baldness comes from your mom. The XX chromosome is where baldness comes from. So if you bald, just thank your mama. Mom, I got this Michael Jordan because of you. All right, I'm done. That's the Bible's lesson over. Let's go back to the Bible. Mother's Day is something special. But I don't want Mother's Day to take precedence over the Lord's Day. Amen. That's why we're showing this between the Lord and his mother. Jesus took care of us first. He made sure that his death meant something. And we want to make sure that we take care of our business with the Lord first. Mm-hmm. Because one thing that Jesus lets me know from this lesson, you can't get to heaven if you don't make things right with your mom. Amen. Glory can't be open unless you make things right with your family. If you got an issue with you and your mama, you and your daddy, you need to take care of that today. Even if it was something simple, some little argument or something. Call your mama and make sure you get that thing straight. And let me tell you what your mama gonna say. She gonna lie. She gonna tell you she already forgave you. She already, because that's what mamas do. But truth be told, if you did something to hurt your mama, she was hurt. She may not ever tell you that she was hurt. And she will hold that inside. It might be something you did when you were 15 years old, and she still remembers today. And you have never said, I'm sorry. Do that today. Mama, when I was 16, this is what you go home and tell your mama today. Mama, when I was 16, let's just rest for Mama, when I was 13 through 18, I was out of my mind. And I thank you that you didn't kill me. Mama, when I was sneaking in them girls or sneaking in them boys and trying all this other stuff, Mama, I'm thankful that you didn't kill me. And if you a mama now, and your child ain't 12, love them now. Because when they turn 13 to 18, you gonna want them. Mary might have said it, I gotta throw this in there too. Yesterday, I was driving down the interstate, and people will put the dumbest stuff on their cars. There's this bumper sticker, and I understood what the message was trying to say, but as a Christian, I said, that's really stupid. The message said, if Mary had chosen pro-life, pro-choice, there would be no Christmas. The one problem I have with that is God chose Mary. I don't care if Mary jumped down and had a whole herd of camels stomp on her. Jesus was still coming. So that's the one problem I have with that. Two, the other problem was there was not a woman at that time would not love to have been the Messiah's mama. Man, think about it. How many of y'all wish y'all could have been Michael Jordan's mama? I'm just playing. All right. Some of y'all want to raise your hand like, girl, you're great. Boy, I would love that one. He wouldn't have went pro if he was your child. All right, let me just, please, it's just jokes, okay? Don't get upset. One of y'all gonna go home. Raymond Bass tried to talk about me like I couldn't raise Michael Jordan. If you change any event in history, you change everything. That's what that meant, okay? All right. Come to Jesus if you have to. Put him on in baptism. Confess him to be the sweetest name on earth. Mm. Ask God to forgive you your sins and shortcomings. And remember, tell your mother in some kind of form and fashion, verbally, physically, attentively, generously, and I can't remember the other three. I'm sure if y'all was taking notes, y'all got it. Some kind of way, tell your mother today that you love her and you appreciate everything that she's ever done for you. Do that right now as we together stand and sing the song invitation.